Good evening, I'm Kelvin Edward, and you're watching Steph Media TV, where we bring you the most pressing headlines from across the globe. Tonight, America stands at a constitutional crossroads. Former President Donald Trump is once again at the center of a fierce legal storm, this time over birthright citizenship. The U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments on Thursday that could not only determine the fate of Trump's controversial immigration policy, but also redefine the power of federal courts across the country. At the heart of the case is Trump's January executive order, which would deny U.S. citizenship to babies born on American soil if their parents are not citizens or permanent residents. This move directly challenges the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, which guarantees citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States. Legal experts widely expect the order to be struck down, but the deeper battle lies in whether federal judges should have the authority to issue nationwide injunctions, sweeping rulings that block government actions nationwide. Trump's Justice Department argues that such injunctions unfairly tie the hands of the executive branch and have exploded in use, especially during Trump's administrations. In fact, Trump has already faced 17 nationwide injunctions since January and 86 during his first term, dwarfing the numbers faced by other presidents. On Thursday, Supreme Court justices were sharply divided. Conservative justices, including Clarence Thomas and Neil Gorsuch, questioned the necessity and constitutionality of universal injunctions. Justice Thomas pointed out the U.S. survived until the 1960s without them, but the court's liberal wing pushed back hard. Justice Elena Kagan and Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson raised serious concerns about access to justice. Kagan warned that if nationwide blocks are removed, thousands of individual lawsuits would be needed just to protect people's basic rights, a burden many Americans simply can't afford. Justice Jackson challenged the government's approach, asking, "Is that remotely consistent with the rule of law?" Jeremy Feigenbaum, the Solicitor General of New Jersey, slammed the Trump policy, warning it could lead to citizenship rules varying from state to state, something that has never happened in U.S. history. As the justices deliberate, the stakes couldn't be higher. If Trump's legal team prevails, his administration could enforce the citizenship restrictions in parts of the country where courts haven't blocked it, effectively creating two Americas, one where babies born on U.S. soil are citizens and one where they're not. Meanwhile, protesters gathered outside the Supreme Court, chanting in English and Spanish, waving signs that read, "Birthright citizenship isn't a conditional privilege." This legal battle is far from over, but one thing is clear. The decision made by the Supreme Court in this case could reshape not just the future of immigration policy, but the very structure of American democracy and presidential power. For continuing coverage on this story and more breaking developments, stay right here on Steph Media TV. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Kelvin Edward, thanks for watching.